Hey there, I'm Jitender Shokeen, and today, we're diving into the fascinating world of economics, specifically, how we measure the powerhouses of the global economy. Now, you've probably heard of GDP, but what about GDP based on purchasing power parity, or PPP? GDP or PPP compares the economic output of countries by taking into account the cost of living and inflation rates, making it a more accurate measure of real income and economic power. A dollar just doesn't buy the same amount of bread, or, let's be honest, the same streaming subscription in every country. This list isn't just about who has the biggest number on paper. We're using the International Monetary Fund's forecast for 2025, which means we're peeking into the near future to see which nations will be at the top. Why PPP? Because it helps us compare apples to apples, or maybe rupees to rubles, in a way that reflects real-world living standards and buying power. So, buckle up as we count down the top 10 countries by GDP PPP in 2025. Whether you're an econ nerd, a trivia buff, or just curious about who's running the economic show, you're in the right place. Let's get started. Let's kick things off with China, which according to the IMF will hold the crown as the world's largest economy by GDP PPP in 2025. China's story is one of breathtaking transformation. With a population of over 1.4 billion people, it's not just the most populous nation on Earth, it's an economic juggernaut that's lifted hundreds of millions out of poverty in just a few decades. China's rapid economic growth can sometimes read like a science fiction novel: glittering megacities, a vast high-speed rail network, and a manufacturing sector that produces everything from smartphones to space stations. The government's focus on infrastructure and export-led growth has created an economic engine that shows no sign of slowing down. But it's not just about factories and exports anymore. China is investing heavily in innovation. Think artificial intelligence, green energy, and biotech. Its tech giants are household names globally, and cities like Shenzhen are often called the world's factory floor for electronics. Of course, with great economic power comes great complexity. China faces challenges: rising debt, an aging population, and environmental pressures. But it's proven remarkably adaptable, recalibrating its economy toward consumption and higher-value industries. In 2025, China's dominance in PPP terms reflects not just its sheer size, but its growing sophistication and influence. As we move down the list, consider how China's rise has reshaped the global economy, setting new benchmarks for growth, ambition, and transformation. Coming in at number 2, we have the United States, the perennial powerhouse. The US may not have the world's largest population, but its economic engine is still one of the most dynamic and innovative. From Silicon Valley's tech giants to Wall Street's financial juggernauts, the US economy thrives on creativity, risk-taking, and diversity. What sets the United States apart is its culture of innovation. The US leads in technological breakthroughs. Think internet, smartphones, and a good chunk of the world's most influential software. Its universities attract the brightest minds globally, fueling a cycle of discovery and entrepreneurship that keeps the economic gears turning. The US economy is also incredibly diverse. Agriculture in the Midwest, entertainment in Hollywood, tech in Silicon Valley, and finance in New York. These sectors all contribute to a resilient, adaptable system that weathers storms and bounces back stronger. As a global economic leader, the US wields significant influence in international institutions and trade. The dollar remains the world's reserve currency, a symbol of the country's financial clout. Despite facing challenges, rising inequality, political polarization, and shifting global alliances, the United States continues to shape the global narrative, both economically and culturally. In the PPP race, it's a strong contender, showing how innovation and diversity keep an economy robust and relevant. At number 3 is India, a country whose economic rise is as dramatic as it is inspiring. With a population that rivals China's and a workforce that's young, ambitious, and incredibly diverse, India is poised to be one of the defining stories of the 21st century. India's economy has grown rapidly, powered by a booming services sector, a vibrant tech industry, and a strong tradition of entrepreneurship. Cities like Bengaluru and Hyderabad are global IT hubs, while the country's film and textile industries reach audiences around the world. But India's growth isn't just about software exports and call centers. There's a burgeoning middle class, urbanization at an unprecedented scale, and ambitious government initiatives aimed at boosting manufacturing and infrastructure. India's demographic dividend means a large share of its population is in the workforce, fueling consumption and investment. Challenges remain: poverty, inequality, and a need for better infrastructure. But India's adaptability and resilience are legendary. From mobile banking innovations to space missions on a shoestring budget, India finds creative solutions to daunting problems. By 2025, India's position as number 3 in GDP PPP underscores its rising influence, not just as an economic player, but as a society reimagining what's possible for billions. Landing at number 4, Russia's economy is deeply intertwined with its vast natural resources. Think oil, gas, and minerals. Spanning 11 time zones, Russia wields outsized influence on global energy markets and remains a key player in both Europe and Asia. Russia's economic story is one of endurance. Through boom and bust cycles, international sanctions, and shifting alliances, the country has maintained a robust resource-based economy. Oil and gas exports are a major source of revenue, funding everything from social programs to military modernization. But Russia isn't just about energy. There's a strong manufacturing base, particularly in aerospace and defense, and a growing tech sector centered in cities like Moscow and St. Petersburg. The country's scientific tradition continues to yield innovation, especially in space exploration and engineering. Demographically, Russia faces challenges with a shrinking population and regional disparities. Yet its ability to adapt and leverage its resources remains formidable. In 2025, Russia's place on the list highlights the enduring importance of energy in the global economy, and how a resource-rich nation can shape the world's economic and geopolitical landscape. Next up, Japan holds the 5th spot, a nation where futuristic technology coexists with centuries-old traditions. Despite a relatively small landmass and an aging population, Japan remains an economic heavyweight thanks to its relentless focus on innovation and quality. Japan's economy is synonymous with efficiency. From bullet trains to robotics, Japanese companies set global standards in manufacturing and precision engineering. Brands like Toyota, Sony, and Panasonic are household names worldwide, symbols of reliability and ingenuity. The country's advanced technology sector drives much of its growth, but Japan also excels in fields like pharmaceuticals, electronics, and clean energy. Government-industry partnerships foster research and development, keeping Japan at the cutting edge. Japan faces headwinds, demographic decline, deflationary pressures, and natural disasters, but its resilience is remarkable. The ability to blend tradition with modernity keeps Japanese society cohesive and adaptable. In the global economic arena, Japan's influence extends far beyond its shores, through investment, innovation, and a culture that values meticulous craftsmanship. Number 6 on our list is Germany, the beating heart of Europe's economy and a symbol of industrial excellence. Germany's economic story is built on engineering, precision, and a deep commitment to quality, a legacy that stretches back centuries. As the leading economy of the European Union, Germany's influence is felt from Brussels to Beijing. Its automotive industry, with giants like Volkswagen, BMW, and Mercedes-Benz, leads the world in innovation and exports. But it's not just cars. German machinery, chemicals, and renewable energy technologies are global benchmarks. Germany's strength lies in its Mittelstand, a network of small and medium-sized enterprises that drive innovation and employment. These companies are often family-owned and deeply rooted in local communities, blending tradition with cutting-edge research. Despite facing challenges like an aging population and the transition to green energy, Germany remains remarkably resilient. Its social market economy emphasizes both competitiveness and social welfare, creating a balanced and stable environment. By 2025, Germany's industrial prowess and leadership in the EU ensure its place among the world's economic titans, shaping policies and setting standards that influence the entire globe. At number 7, we have Indonesia, the world's largest archipelagic nation and a rising star in the global economy. With more than 270 million people, Indonesia boasts a young, dynamic population that's fueling robust economic growth. Indonesia's story is one of transformation. Once known primarily for its natural resources, think rubber, palm oil, and minerals, the country is rapidly diversifying. Manufacturing, digital services, and tourism are becoming significant drivers of growth, creating new opportunities for millions. Strategically located between Asia and Australia, Indonesia is a vital link in global trade networks. The government's ambitious infrastructure projects, from new airports to high-speed rail, are helping to unlock the country's economic potential. Indonesia faces challenges like income inequality, environmental pressures, and the need for better education and healthcare. But the country's resilience and adaptability are impressive, as is its ability to attract foreign investment and embrace digital innovation. In 2025, Indonesia's position in the top 10 reflects the promise of emerging economies, a story of growth, change, and a seat at the world's economic table. Number 8 on our list is Brazil, the largest country in South America and a land of incredible diversity. Brazil's economy is shaped by its vast natural resources, from the Amazon rainforest to its rich agricultural lands and mineral wealth. Agribusiness is a cornerstone of Brazil's economy, with exports like soybeans, coffee, and beef feeding markets worldwide. But Brazil isn't just the world's farm, it's also a major player in mining energy and industrial manufacturing. Brazil's cities like Sao Paulo and Rio de Janeiro are vibrant economic hubs, driving innovation in finance, technology, and the arts. The country's cultural influence is equally powerful, from samba and soccer to music and cuisine. Despite facing challenges, political instability, inequality, and environmental concerns, Brazil's resilience shines through. The country has weathered economic storms and continues to evolve, finding new paths to growth. By 2025, Brazil's place in the top 10 reminds us of the enduring importance of natural resources and the ways in which resilience and adaptability shape a nation's economic destiny. At number 9 we find France, a country whose influence extends from haute couture to high finance. France's economy is as diverse as its culture, with strengths in agriculture, manufacturing, technology, and tourism. The French agricultural sector is famously productive, making France a key supplier of wine, cheese, and other gourmet exports. Paris, the City of Light, is a global center for fashion, art, and commerce, while French companies like Airbus, L'Oréal, and BNP Paribas are leaders in their fields. France's financial sector is robust, with Paris serving as a major European financial hub. The country also invests heavily in research and development, driving advances in aerospace, pharmaceuticals, and green technology. French society places a high value on quality of life. Think universal healthcare, public transportation, and environmental sustainability. This focus on well-being supports a resilient and adaptable economy. In 2025, France's place among the top 10 economies by GDP, purchasing power parity, highlights the power of diversity, innovation, and a commitment to both tradition and progress. Rounding out our top 10 is the United Kingdom, a nation known for its storied history and its ongoing economic influence. Despite its relatively modest size, the UK punches well above its weight, especially when it comes to finance and international trade. London is one of the world's great financial centers, home to major banks, investment firms, and insurance companies. The city's influence on global markets is immense, shaping everything from currency flows to commodity prices. The UK's economy is also highly diversified. Beyond finance, it excels in creative industries, pharmaceuticals, advanced manufacturing, and education. Universities like Oxford and Cambridge are world-renowned for research and innovation. International trade remains a cornerstone of the UK's economy. Despite the uncertainties of Brexit, the country continues to forge new trade partnerships and maintain a strong presence in global commerce. By 2025, the United Kingdom's economic resilience and flexibility secure its spot in the top 10. Its financial sector, innovative spirit, and global connections make it a key player in shaping the future of the world economy. So there you have it, the top 10 countries by GDP purchasing power parity in 2025. These nations are shaping the global economy, each bringing unique strengths to the world stage. From China's sheer scale to the United States' innovation, India's youthful energy, and the United Kingdom's financial prowess, every country on this list adds its own flavor to the global economic stew. These rankings aren't just numbers, they're stories of people, ambition, challenge, and change. Economic power isn't static, it's shaped by culture, history, geography, and the unpredictable twists of our shared journey. As we look to the future, understanding these dynamics helps us see not just who's leading now, but who might rise next. Which country surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more insights into the world economy. Thanks for watching. And until next time, keep asking big questions about the world around you.